Life finds a way. Hey, this is Gatorex, and I'm back with another deck. This is Rampardos. If you want a deck list, here's what I'm playing today. Though, if I had Sylveon EX, this is what I would be playing. Yeah, we're basically playing Rampardos, Garchomp. That is a cool new deck using two of my favorite Pokemon, big old dinosaur, big old dragon. Like I said, normally you might see this with Sylveon because Sylveon is a great consistency tool. However, because this is a stupid game and I hate it so much, I don't have a Sylveon EX, but I want to make this for Fossil Week. So we're jamming Shiinotic, which is a decent substitute for a 1-1 evolution line to include in here. The idea is you just get your cards quicker. Rare Candy allows you to evolve pretty soon. You got some good low-cost energy attackers, and you can deal some damage to the active Pokemon or the bench. So let's jump into a game or two and see how things go. So here we are with another one. Master Ball rank, dude, I gotta start climbing up in rank so I can kind of show off there. We're going second, so we'll get the energy attachment. Not necessarily what we need. It would be really nice to go first. Honestly, in this deck, you don't mind going first all that much because you do get to potentially rare candy, and then on your second turn 3 of the game, you're swinging out Garchomps. But it looks like we're going up against Primarina here with Silvally as a backup. They got a Pokeball, the research. So getting a lot going here. I got a research in hand, one of the fossils on the bench, or in hand, to come out on the bench. So we shall see how things go. There's another rare candy, very good to have. Now if I can draw into Garchomp, then it would look really good for me. There's a research. Don't mind that. Research into research. And I'll stick the energy there. We'll gnaw. And then next turn, hopefully we draw into some big Pokemon with the research. They're probably going to be able... No, they're actually not going to... Yeah, they only got 1 energy. So they can't knock anything with Silvally. Oh, but there's a... Man, really big drawing game here. No, they're going to evolve right away, though they won't be able to attack. Definitely wanted to do that for the HP. There's a Pokeball, too. Actually, I would just get Morlo with this. Yeah, that is like the only thing left here. And research into, there's Rampardos and a red card. I'll pop off. Well, here, let's put you down. Let's pop off the red card here. And perhaps, honestly, maybe we be aggressive and stick the energy. We rare candy. Right in at Rampardos. We'll knock out the Silvally, take their energy off the board, and take the lead in prizes or points, right? So they'll probably send out the type null, though that is something else we can one-shot. They can deal damage with it though, but then that'll make the other Silvally in hand dead. They're gonna go with the Poplio because probably because of the Sing, or unless they can get up to Primarina right away. Pokeball for nothing. Energy on the type null. Okay, so that means if they go into Silvally, then, and yeah, I got nothing, so I don't even know why I'm doing that. Not looking good for me. I can at least lily up Rampardos. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to knock out this Poplio here. Maybe that is a bad idea. I need it out the way, but the fear of Silvally coming in next turn is big. Oh, opponent conceded. Okay. Yeah, they didn't have it. Put them on better have it, and they didn't have it. The boy wins again. All right, we've got a game going here, so let's see how everything goes. Heads. So if I draw well, I can evolve next turn. We don't necessarily draw extremely well. Well, we've got some things going, so let's see how it goes. Going up against Gibble, so it looks like they're also Garchomp as well. I'm using the Dragon type Gibble to avoid the energy, or the weakness. But we got a Pokeball here, and Professor Oak, and drew into the fossil as well. So it looks like we're going to get a lot going here, at least on the first turn, and get ready to set up. So there's a rare candy. We've got a lot of options, so definitely I think we're going to bench this. Unfortunately, I had to start with the Morlo in the active spot, but I think looking at that hand, we can at least evolve. And unfortunately, the Morlo line might have to go down. Thankfully, I can evolve the Skull Fossil on the back. And, looks like our opponent is playing the same thing. So either way, this battle is going to be a good showcase for the deck, even though very likely they're playing the Sylveon, and I am not. So let's go ahead and evolve the Fossil into the Cranidos here, and then we can Rare Candy on the Garchomp EX and get that ready to go. Again, unfortunately, Morolo's in the active, so we can't just pierce the Skull Fossil right now, but I guess we can stick some damage on the Morolo, and you'll see, yeah, that is, the weakness is actually playing here, so that, again, is why I'm playing the Dragon type 1 and the Grass type Morolo, because, well, mostly because the Grass type Morolo doesn't need Psychic Energy to attack, so that's the theory at least. And they got a Rare Candy, so which one is going to evolve? It's going to be the Rampardos. So that is coming out now, and that's going to get ready and all energied up. So, no, you know, too bad I don't get to snipe it out of the way. And it's coming out now. Oh, they're going to attack right away with it? Yeah, smart though, because they're going to get some damage on Rampardos, but just getting things out of the way, and with my Garchomp not being ready to do anything, they're going to take that damage though. And then coming around on Garchomp, they're going to be able to deal some more damage to it. So, very, very interesting. Well, I can go ahead and, you know, play the same game, I guess, right? Because they don't have much else going on. I've got a red card. I'm not going to use that yet. But we can evolve up into Rampardos, attach an energy. I'm not going to slap that Skull Fossil down. I'm going to hold on to that red card. And I'm going to head smash right back and knock out the Rampardos. And they've only got the Gibble on board. So, hoping that they don't have much in hand, they could potentially have what they need to evolve it into Garchomp this turn, which would not be great, but the fact that it would only have one energy puts me in a better position still, because then I can hit it back. There's Eevee coming out, and there's Ino. I don't mind getting a different hand, but it shows that they're a little desperate. There's a Rare Candy, there's a Shiinotic. Unfortunately, Shiinotic's going to be dead because we lost the Morolo. Here comes Gabite. Unfortunately, I don't want the Rampardos in the active spot, because then if I, you know, even if I... Ooh, they're going to retreat right into Eevee to collect. Okay. Oh no, they don't. That's right, they don't even get to collect because they don't have that. Alright, so let's attach the Garchomp. Unfortunately, I'm going to take some damage with the Rampardos here, but I'm kind of fine with that as long as we can get another point. Really put them down, make sure they're not going to be able to draw. They've only got one card in hand. Unless this card in hand or the one they draw is Garchomp, we're in a really good position here. And then I can keep sticking energy on the Garchomp. Research, that's a good draw. That is a good one to have. Good top deck. And there is the Garchomp. Okay, so they can knock out this Rampardos here. But then I'll bring out my Garchomp, and I'll be one energy ahead in the rotation. So we can do that. Man, we're tied up. This is kind of a tight game. This is a really tight game. I gotta hand it to them. That was a great top deck. If they hadn't got that, then, you know, would have been a little easier for us. But I've got a little more going on. Not going to bench that Skull Fossil. Just going to attach, and let's get that linear attack going on this Garchomp. And next turn, it's a guaranteed knockout on basically anything they bring in. Unless they heal this Garchomp, I guess. That is a possibility. That is a possibility. Look, there. Like I said, there's the Lily. And there's the other energy. Though, I don't think that's going to work out. Unless they have red. Fresh Garchomp. I'm going to go ahead right for the Dragon Claw. Thankfully, yeah, not putting anything on the bench just in case, I don't know, maybe the Sabrina. Obviously, you know, not a good idea to stick anything there. And I think that... Ooh, they're going to Lily again. Ah, man, that does put me in a really bad position. So now I need to draw my Lily in order to stay in the game, kind of. Well, actually, no. Actually, no. I don't. I am just done for. Wow. Oh, that sucks so bad. That sucks so bad. That is really bad. Well, and I didn't have anything to boost my attack. Oh, so that at least shows, like, hey, there's the idea. Garchomp still won at the end of this game, so my point is proven. Though, you know, I'm gonna give it to them. They just drew better. They just drew what they needed. Oy. Alright, we've got a game. Let's see how it goes here. Tails, I'll get to attach energy, but, and, yeah, starting with the Morolo again, that is a terrible hand, unless I draw a Rampardos. looks like we got Froakie here. Froakie with, okay, Greninja, maybe, okay, Greninja, not necessarily Jolteon. I see the Lightning Energy. Maybe Greninja, Oricorio, that's what I was thinking the Lightning Energy is for. Oricorio, Greninja, Sylveon. Oh my gosh, I'm sick with it. So I guess we'll just be able to do that, right? We'll just be able to Rampardos next turn. And, you know, maybe start taking things out. Unfortunately, they do get a turn to get things going. So there's Rare Candy into Greninja. Yep. And, well, Greninja can't take me out right now. But I can evolve into Rampardos, bring it up, knock out the Greninja. And Morlul survives. And the fact that they haven't evolved into Sylveon. The fact that I can hit over... Oh, I'm sick with it. Alright, retreat into Skull Fossil. Rare Candy into the Rampardos. Stick the energy on it. Evolve the Shiinotic now. And then start getting some more Pokemon with Illuminate. And there's Cranidos. Okay, so I can... Yeah, opponent conceded. There we go. I didn't even... Yeah, I didn't have to go. But you saw how that game was basically going. And Morlul getting the feature card of the game. Had that have been a Sylveon instead of the Shiinotic, yeah, you could just see how the game was totally over from there. Even still. So we're back with the deck, and yeah, it is good. It really is the best thing. Perfect for Fossil Frontier going on now that a dinosaur fossil Pokemon is, you know, one of the stars of the show in the TCG. Well, I mean, you know, Rampardos has been pretty relevant to a degree. It just keeps getting more and more help. So, yeah, like I said, so you can see that in a world where you own a Sylveon EX, unlike me for some reason, there's that. But hey, you know, the option is here. You get weird little cases where Morlul comes in handy. Potentially Shiinotic, guaranteed to get your Pokemon. There's that. You do need rare candies, but you know, you can draw into that if you're getting your Pokemon. The fact that it's not an EX Pokemon that is just going to sit there and, you know, potentially be susceptible to things. There is that, and of course, you know, a little cheaper, but don't save your pack points to try and craft Shiinotic. Try and craft Sylveon if you can. Eventually, in this stupid game that is horrible and predatory. So let me know what you think of the deck. If you're playing Garchomp, Rampardos, Sylveon, or, you know, Garchomp, Rampardos, with whoever else you can get, leave a comment, let me know what you think, and if you'd like to see more deck suggestions, you know. Like I said, I'm like free to play, so I don't necessarily get everything as quick as I can with everybody. I literally just got my second Rampardos by crafting it with pack points today, so the pros of the deck are that, yeah, it is just really fast. Rare Candy is extremely helpful. You get some good attacks for low energy costs with Rampardos, and with Garchomp's linear attack, being able to potentially even attack the bench and knock things out. In a mirror match, Garchomp is extremely helpful because then you can snipe the fossils. Sylveon / Shiinotic helps you get energy, or not just energy, helps you get momentum. Sylveon / Shiinotic helps you get your momentum going as well, and being a good backup Pokemon for your big attackers that you can stick energy on and just do it really well with. That is the core of a deck, is that, yeah, it's fast and it's powerful, and now it has a lot more support and tools. So that is a really cool thing about it. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. If you'd like to see more, you can let me know as well. Anyway, this is GatorX. Catch y'all later.